Quran 675. We also showed Abraham the power and the laws of the heavens and the earth so that he might have certitude with understanding. Abraham's search for God was not blind faith. It was an intellectual awakening, a journey of observation, reflection, and scientific reasoning. Long before science had a name, Abraham discovered the rational order behind creation, and through it, he recognized the unity of the Creator. Today, people claim there is a conflict between science and belief in God, but the truth is the opposite. I believe the roots of scientific thought entered the world through Abraham himself, because he realized that a rational creation must come from a rational Creator. An ordered universe must come from an ordering mind. Anyone who rejects the laws that govern creation does not truly understand the God who made those laws. Quran 675-83 narrates Abraham's famous search for the truth. He sees a brilliant star rising and thinks, "This must be my God." But when the star sets, he reasons, the true God would not disappear. Then he sees the moon, beautiful, luminous, commanding the night. But when it too sets, he knows, this cannot be my Lord. Finally, he sees the sun in its glory, the greatest light of all. But even the sun falls below the horizon. This is when Abraham declares that he is free from the false worship around him. He realized a God cannot vanish. A God cannot be controlled by laws. A God cannot be bound by cycles. And so Abraham turns away from everything people worship and turns toward the Creator who commands the heavens. But this story reveals something deeper. One sunrise, one sunset, one moon cycle. These would not have been enough. Abraham's reasoning required long-term observation, patience, and attention, the very foundations of the scientific method. He watched the moon's phases repeat every 29 to 30 days. He saw the sun rise at different points through the year. He noticed the shortest day in winter and the longest day in summer. He understood that the movements of the heavens were not random or alive, they were commanded. These laws did not belong to the sun or moon, they belonged to the one who created them. Abraham learned, the sun rules the day, the moon rules the night. Their harmony serves human life. If there were two gods, the heavens would not cooperate so perfectly. This is scientific reasoning, rooted in faith, guided by revelation, grounded in observation. In Abraham's time, the planets were worshipped as gods. Today we know there are 9 planets, but only 5 can be seen with the naked eye. These visible planets wander across the night sky, moving differently from the fixed stars behind them. Abraham noticed this. He watched their paths. He saw they were not divine, only objects moving according to greater laws. The star Abraham first saw was likely Venus, the brightest planet in the night sky, and like the sun and moon, it followed a predictable path. This allowed Abraham to conclude, if it is predictable, it is commanded. If it is commanded, it is not God. This was not superstition. This was not blind belief. This was the beginning of science woven into faith. The culture war has convinced many that faith and science are opposites. Abraham's journey proves the opposite. Science reveals God's order. Faith reveals God's purpose. Together they lead to understanding the laws of physics, the cycles of the heavens, the balance of ecosystems, the movements of tides. All of these are signs for those who reflect. God says in Quran 2:164, in the creation of the heavens and the earth, in the alternation of night and day, in the winds, the rain, the ships at sea, here indeed are signs for a people who are wise. Abraham was one of those people. He realized that everything in creation points back to God, not by denying science, but by embracing it. Science does not compete with God. Science worships God by revealing His design. Abraham's story offers a remedy for the cultural confusion of our time. The world has been torn into camps, religious people who fear science, scientific people who dismiss faith, societies divided between superstition and secularism. Abraham stands between them and above them. He used science to find God. He used reason to reject falsehood. He used observation to recognize truth. This is the unity the world has lost. When believers reject science, they reject the laws God created. When scientists reject God, they deny the purpose behind those laws. Abraham shows the way back. Faith inspires exploration. Science reveals creation. Both lead to the one God who designed all things with wisdom. In conclusion, Abraham was not only a prophet, he was a thinker, a seeker, a man guided by signs in the heavens. He united faith with reason. He united spirituality with inquiry. He united revelation with exploration. The world needs this unity again. Science without faith becomes arrogance. Faith without science becomes superstition. Abraham showed that the path to God is a path of observation, reflection, and understanding, a path where the mind and the soul walk together. This is Abraham's legacy. This is the light the world has forgotten, and this is the truth the Museum of Truth seeks to restore.
Thank you for joining me for this episode of Beyond the Veil. I hope it gave you something to think about, something that will bring you closer to the truth. Next week, we will continue exploring where faith, culture, and history meets reality. And I'd love for you to be a part of this journey. Make sure you subscribe, share this video with a friend, and leave a comment to let me know what stood out to you. Together, we can bring more light to the world. See you next time.